In this video, I will show you how to install additional models for Stable Diffusion. Now that we have Stable Diffusion installed and you understand how the UI works, I will show you what kind of images it can create with the model that comes automatically with the installation. This is not a good model, so the images are going to be bad quality, but this example will be relevant so that you understand why additional models added to Stable Diffusion make such a big difference. So for the example, I will just give a very simple prompt. Let's try for this prompt, brunette woman, beautiful in a green dress, and see what kind of image it can create. I didn't change any of the settings at the moment because this is just a very simple example. I already know that the image produced will not be good. And you can see this is the result, highly unrealistic. And this is because the current model that we are using, which is this one, is not trained on a large set of human photos, so it cannot produce high quality, realistic photos of people. So what we need to do is to add additional models to Stable Diffusion, and a good website where you can get these models is called captivate AI. So let's go to captivateai.com. Here in the models section, you will be able to see a large library of models that you can use. We want to go for the ones that can produce highly realistic human photos. So 3 of my favorites are this one. It's called Juggernaut XL. The second model that I like is Epic Realism. So you can search here Epic Realism, and this is the model that I like. And the third one is Realistic Vision. This one. This model, as you can see, can produce highly realistic photos of humans. This one too. And of course the third one, Epic Realism. And you may wonder why would we install 3 models when we can use just one. That's because the results that this model can produce are directly correlated with the kind of photos that they have been trained on. So I always recommend having 2 to 3 models installed in Stable Diffusion, so that depending on the type of photos that you want to create, you are able with one of these models to get the desired result. Some models may struggle, for example, with portrait photography. Others may struggle with limbs, such as hands and feet. Having more than one model is essential when you're trying to get high quality images, because with Stable Diffusion it's a lot of trial and error. So to actually produce an image that you will be happy with, you will have to try a couple of different prompts, a couple of different settings, and why not a couple of different models. The model can have the biggest impact on the kind of image you get. I like to choose the models based on the reviews. So for example, you can see each of these has a high number of downloads, has been very liked. They all have great results. I like to check the images that they can create. I also like to check the comments to see if people in general have problems or if they get great results. But this is how I choose my models. You can choose completely different models. It's up to you. They are always advancing and there are always new models. So I recommend you check this website often. Always check the top bar, which shows the number of likes, the number of downloads, and you know that that's a very popular model and it's highly used. So probably the AI influencer models that you see on Instagram are also created using these models because they are so popular. So in order to install a model, all you need to do is go to this button next to create and pick the first version, which is model safe tensor in this case. Some models have multiple options. Some have just one. For example, in this model's case, it's just one version. Always pick the safe tensor version. I already downloaded the models. You can see all 3 of them there. So I will show you how to add them to Stable Diffusion now. Open the Stable Diffusion Web UI folder. Once you open the Stable Diffusion Web UI folder, go inside and find the folder that is called models. Inside this folder, it's gonna be another folder called Stable Diffusion, which also has a text that says put Stable Diffusion checkpoints here. This is where we are gonna put our models. So all you need to do is just drag and drop them inside the folder. Great, we added the models. Now all we need to do is to restart the program, because even if we refresh the page, we'll not have the new models available. So what we need to do is to close the terminal and rerun the command to start Stable Diffusion. Now that Stable Diffusion opened in a new window, we can see that we have the models available. Now I want to show, compared to the previous example, how the different model makes such a big difference even with a badly written prompt. This is not a good prompt, and in the next video I will show you how to write good prompts specifically tailored for the model that you are using. But just for the sake of the example, I want to show you how big of a difference the model that you are using can make in what kind of images you are receiving. So this is the epic realism. So you can see very beautiful woman, highly realistic. It still has some points where it can be improved, but definitely a massive difference from the standard model that came with Stable Diffusion. So in the next video, I will show you how to write very good prompts so that you get great results. And I will also show you how to use negative prompts to correct images.